will cover you with his feathers, and under his wings you will find refuge. Psalm 91:4. Greetings to you all in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. Class 6 ICSE Physics. Today we are going to start a new chapter, Light. Before we get into the lesson, let us learn some new words related to this topic. First one, incandescent. 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 Filament. 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 Halogen. 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 Fluorescent. 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 Electrons. 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 Incandescent, filament, halogen, fluorescent, and electrons. As we all know, light exists in nature, and because of this light, we can see the things around us like table, chair, fan, and whatever things you are seeing now, you are seeing because of light. When the light from an object enters our eyes, we can see the object. So today we are going to learn about a type of energy called light. Sources of light. If any object gives out light on its own without getting the light from outside is called a source of light. Any object gives out light without getting any light from outside is called a source of light. So anything that emits light is called luminous object. We already learned about this. And the word lumen came from the Latin language. During the day, the sun is our main source of light. And the flame of a candle, the filament of an electric bulb, and a fluorescent tube light, they are some other sources of light. And in the screen, you can see some object and guess what are the sources of light. The filament of an electric bulb is a source of a light, and you can see the filament in the screen now. Now let us learn about incandescent sources. The word incandescence means to glow with heat. Incandescence means to glow with heat. Any substances, it may be a solid, liquid or gas, if it is heated to a high temperature, it emits light. So a very familiar incandescent source of light is the electric bulb, is also known as incandescent lamp. You are seeing the halogen lamp in the screen now, and it is also an example of incandescent sources. And here this halogen lamp used in automobile headlights and for stage lighting also produces light the same way. The only difference between the incandescent lamp and the halogen lamp is that they contain a halogen vapor which makes them last longer. Candles and fuel burning lamps. Burning, or we say it as a combustion, it is a chemical reaction. Here in this chemical reaction, a substance that burns combines with oxygen. If a substance that burns combines with oxygen, then that process is called combustion. Energy in the form of heat and light is given out in such reactions. Example, candles, diyas and kerosene lamps produce light through such reaction. Now let us learn another source of light, that is fluorescent light. When an electric current is passed through a gas filled in a tube, that gas emits light under certain conditions. Tube lights and CFLs are tubes filled with a gas. But the light emitted by a gas like the ultraviolet rays that kills germ in a water purifier is not visible. This light is absorbed by a special substance that coats a wall of tube lights and CFLs. This substance that emit light that we can see. Substances that emit light after absorbing light are called fluorescent substances. Again I repeat, fluorescence is the emission, that is giving of light by a substance that has absorbed light from other object. It is a form of luminescence, and in most cases the emitted light has a longer wavelength. LED lights. L means light, E means emitting, D means diode. So here light emitting diode lights. Electrons emit light under certain condition. One such situation in which an electric current is passed through the junction of the two special substances. There are many such pairs of substances that emit light when the electrons in them are activated by an electric current. LEDs are made of such substances. It is very high efficiency and directional nature, so that LEDs are increasingly common in street lights, parking garage, walkway and other outdoor area lighting. Now let us learn how light travels. We already know that light does not require a medium to travel, whereas sound need a medium. So light travels from the sun and reaches the earth. Now let us learn about transparent, translucent and opaque substances. Transparent substances allow light to pass through them. So that if it allows light to pass through them means we can see the things behind that substances. Whereas translucent substances allow light to pass through them only partially. Here we can see the things behind the mirror but not clearly. Third one is opaque substance. Opaque substances do not allow light to pass through them. So in the screen you can see a transparent substance and also a opaque substance. A mirror is a very good example for transparent substances. So we can see our face through the glass. And second one, wooden sheet. Wooden sheet, we cannot see anything behind the wooden sheet. So it is an example for an opaque object. So glass sheet and the wooden sheet are an example for transparent and a opaque object. And this is an example for translucent substances. Here translucent substances allow light to pass through them only partially. So we cannot see the object behind the substances clearly. Children, from the screen, can you guess which tumbler is a transparent, translucent and opaque? Yes. The blue color is an example for opaque substance, because if you pour water inside the tumbler we cannot see anything. And the green color is an example for translucent. Light passes through this only partially, so it is not that much clear. And the third one is an example for transparent. If you pour water or something we can see it clearly. Light always travels in a straight line, and this is called the rectilinear propagation of light. You may have seen the beams of light entering into a room in the early morning through some holes. So you can see the beam of light. From here you can see how light reaches the eye. In the first case, the girl can able to see the light since light travels in a straight line. In the second case, it is not straight, so light gets blocked and person not able to see the light of the candle. So we have learned how light travels. Light travels in a straight line and it can also travel through a vacuum. Now let us recall the things what we have learned today. Sources of light, incandescent sources, candles and fuel burning lamps, fluorescent lights, LED lights, and how light travels. Thank you.